I've spoken with over 256 remote sales reps to find which is better, appointment setters or closers. It's the age-old question that was said to have ancient Egyptians huddled around to find this exact answer, really so that they could fund the Pharaoh's pyramid building course for $997. Well, after thousands of years, I finally have the answer. That's right, me. And so today, in this video, I'm gonna be giving you the inside scoop onto both roles, the pay, the lifestyle, the pros and cons, so you can decide which one is gonna make your bank account smile more. And in order to make your bank account smile, you need to be making between 5 to 15K a month, which you can fast track by clicking the link down below to get an expert's opinion on how you can learn this high income skill in as little as 30 days. Let's get started. First things first, what is the difference between closers and setters? So here's the deal. Appointment setters are like the matchmakers of the sales world. They're out there engaging leads, finding interested folks, and setting up the calls with the closers. It's like you've got this really talented music artist and you're their manager that's constantly on the phones, making deals happen, booking them gigs. I mean, you make this shit happen. Without you, there would be no gigs to perform because the artist isn't booking that themselves. Closers, on the other hand, they're the heavy hitters. Without the talent, there would be no gigs for you to book in the first place. And then no one makes any money. They're the ones that actually step into the sale, build rapport with the prospect, have like a 45-minute conversation with them. They're the ones that are actually like, okay, is that gonna be Visa, MasterCard, or American Express? Oh, you don't wanna pay that? Well, don't be a pussy. Pay it, bitch. And they gotta like do that kind of stuff. Setters, on the other hand, they're a little, they're softies. They just make sure that they're your friend. They're cuddling up to you. They're just making sure, hey, maybe it would be cool if you talk with my buddy over there. And the buddy over there's like, I will destroy you and close you so hard. And the dynamics between these two roles and how they kind of partner together is very clear cut. Like setters do a lot of the heavy lifting by setting up the opportunities for closers to close. So if the closer doesn't perform, then they get pissed.
I feel that someone is responsible for what happened, and I can't say who that is, but I know it's not me.
Now, part two is the pros and cons of being an appointment setter. So let's break down the appointment setter role first. So appointment setters are the entry-level jobs of the remote sales world. Think of any educational influencer that you might like Dr. Mike, where his viewers click the bio into one of his videos and give Dr. Mike their email and phone number for more information. As a setter, it is your responsibility to connect with those viewers via email, phone, DMs, whatever it takes, so that you can set up a call with the closer and then they can close the deal. Pretty fucking straightforward. Let's go into the pros of being an appointment setter. Number one, it's low pressure. So if you're new to sales, this might be a great way to just kind of jump in without feeling the full weight of the sale on your shoulders. I mean, if something goes wrong in your position, it's not the end of the world. Whereas with the closer, you're gonna be pissed as a setter if they don't close that deal because you are putting so much time into those leads. The second pro is that this is an entry-level position, meaning that you can jump into an appointment setting role without much experience. Plus, companies are happy to pay you $5,000 to $10,000 steadily just to be appointment setting for them full time. If you watch my last video, you can see Fumby went from working at Home Depot, having no experience whatsoever, to then getting offered a role where they are paying him $9,000 a month just to do appointment setting. Again, I don't know any entry-level position that would pay you over $100,000 a year in 2025. Pro number three is that you get very quick skill building, meaning that you get tons of practice connecting with people and building rapport, which are core skill sets that will serve you not only in the future if you want to go up to a closer role, but also just life. Imagine talking to people every single day. Like, you're just going to find out what makes people click, what works, how to connect with people, build rapport, how to emotionally engage. These are all skill sets that will serve you in different careers and different jobs in the future. But where there is light, there is always darkness. So what are the cons? Con number one is that there's a lower pay ceiling. So appointment setters typically make 3 to 5% commission on whatever it is they sell. Products usually range between $5,000 to $30,000, and you're gonna wanna sell between like 15 of these products to 30 of these products in any given month. So if you're really killing it, you cap at around $8,000 to $12,000 a month. So if that's not enough for you and you wanna make more, then looking into closing might be something better for you. Con number two is the repetition. So let's be real. This role can get a little bit repetitive. The reason is because you're calling the same people every day and you're saying more or less the same thing every single day. It's a grind, but some people love it just for its simplicity. So basically my advice is this: if you are looking for a steady start and you don't mind the repetition, appointment setting is like kind of dipping your toes into the remote sales world without diving head first. And it's way easier to find an appointment setter job than a remote closer job. I mean, hell, like pretty much any company in the world can benefit from having an appointment setter, whether they're doing $0 a month or like $1 million a month, whereas they can only really hire closers if they're doing at least $100,000 a month. So that significantly reduces the pool of people that will hire you if you want to become a closer. But yeah, it's really easy to become an appointment setter. When you do join the like online sales world, it's like you having like a membership card to Weenie Hut Juniors. You know, you really need to like put the work in, do your reps before you can be, you know, the tough guy and apply for the salty splatoon. Speaking of the salty splatoon, let's get into remote closers, the pros and cons. This is the big leagues. How tough are you? I'm remote closer tough, bitch. You're tough because you don't let people push you around. You're tough because you don't succumb to bull. When someone tells you, oh, I need to wait a few months to think about it, you're like, oh, how about I wait to drop my nutsack on your face? Pay the invoice, Karen. I've used that close so many times. It's the nutsack close. But in all honesty, closers are really just like having genuine conversations with people. You know, you got to be like charismatic, enthusiastic, have a high level of emotional intelligence, and have to have like a baseline level of conversational skills.
Did you catch a game last night? Is it still hot out there? Do you like hot fudge sundaes?
You see, that really wouldn't fly in this position. But if you have an addiction to winning, then this role is
money, baby.
So let's get into the pros of starting this position. The first pro is the high earning potential. So closers typically make around 10% per sale. So if you're selling a $5,000 program, which is like on the low end, you're making $500 per sale. With a strong month, you can easily hit $15,000 to $20,000 as a closer. And so with like that level of income, I mean, it's like closers bring in CEO level cash without actually being the CEO. Like they don't actually have to run operations or manage teams or build content or build the products. All they got to do is like wake up, open their laptop, talk with like 5 people a day, sell 1 or 2 programs a day. And then like, that's how you're hitting your $15,000 to $20,000 months. The second pro is the skill growth. So when you become a closer, you have to learn negotiation, problem solving, and communication. So by getting a position in closing, you are building your skill sets that'll aid you, not just in closing the sale. I can't tell you how many times like outside of sales where someone has given me an objection or a reason for not doing something, like they don't want to go to the movies or they don't want to do this, and all it takes is just a little pushback to like handle the objection to convince them like, ah, okay, you caught me, like fine, like I want to go out, right? And then they ended up having a good time. So it's like it can really aid in your relationships alongside your career. The third pro is the time investment. So unlike setters where you actively need to be proactive with generating your leads and your sales, for the most part, closers are reactive. So they really just like wake up, look at their calendar for the day, see that they have like 5 calls on their calendar. They send texts to those 5 people, like confirming that they're going to show up to the call. So your time investment stops like metaphorically at the Zoom door, because once you finish with your 5th call, you're pretty much done for the day, which is pretty nice because like once you're done, you just close your laptop and you're done. There's no other work that's needed. And it's cool because you set your own hours. You can tell the boss like, hey, I just want to take like 3 calls per day, or hey, I want to take 5, or hey, I want to take 8 calls per day. So you can work 3 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours per day. It's really whatever you want. As long as you're closing between like 20 to 30%, they're going to be super happy and they're going to keep you on. So those are the really good, what's happening? Oh God. Oh yes, the darkness. What are the cons of being a remote closer? So con number 1 is the skill requirement. This is not something you can fucking fake, okay? Like it takes a lot of skill, a lot of patience, a lot of practice to be great at it. You know, I've reviewed a lot of sales calls on this channel, which you can watch and simply ask yourself, hey, do I have the skill set to actually do this thing? And if not, it might be beneficial for you to start as an appointment setter and work up to a closer. The second con is the pressure. So during these closing calls, you know, your exterior is like calm, but your interior is like Closing is definitely high pressure. You're the last stop. If the sale doesn't go through, that's on you. Everyone is looking towards you to why that didn't go through. Just imagine, it would suck if one of your appointment setters put in all this effort and work to make sure the lead was showing up, ready, qualified, and good, and then here you are fumbling the sale. Now you gotta walk over to the appointment setter, look him in the eyes, and tell him, sorry, there's not gonna be any presents under the Christmas tree this year. Can you do that? Can you? Can you do that? So which role is better for you in 2025? It honestly depends on you. You should go for an appointment setter role if you're brand new to sales and just want to get a feel for the industry without diving into high pressure waters, or if you're looking for a steady pay and don't mind repetitive tasks, or if you're aiming to build skills first and then move up to a closing role. You should go for a closer role if you're all about high rewards and don't mind the responsibility that comes with it, or you have experience in sales and are comfortable with a commission-heavy income model, or you are looking for a role with big earnings and opportunities to move up. So yeah, if you're more of like a go big or go home or like work hard, play hard kind of guy, then remote closing is definitely the way to go. But if you're looking for a steady start and room to improve, then appointment setting is probably the best choice. Either way, remote sales is going to be huge in 2025, so there is room to make money in either path, whichever one you choose. Click the first link in the bio to learn more about your path to getting started in remote sales in 2025. Catch you later, guys.
We're here in Switzerland.